how do we tag and push, right? So let's get started. So we're going to work with our next cloud application. Oh, today is March, right? So let's give this year March. No, don't get confused. March 04, okay? So let's say we have this application, okay, and we are asked to build, okay, build this application, build the image, okay, tag the image, push the registry, and then start the application. What can we do? So first, we have to, okay, clone the source code. This is what build, tag, push your next cloud application. We have to first of what, clone the source code, build the image, tag the image, and push to image registry, and come back, and then what? We are going to start the application, and then what? Of course, run some Docker container commands. So that's it. Let's open up our VS Code. I want to assume that everybody as of now have been able to install VS Code. Is there anybody here who have not been able to install the VS Code? Anyone? Anybody? Okay, great. VS Code is a popular tool that I encourage you to start working with every day. And believe me, when you get out of here, you will not regret it. Okay, great. Okay, so by the way, our conference is coming up and you all have to register to attend online. Those of you that are not going to be there in person, right? You need to be online to attend the conference. It's a very, very important conference, and it is part of your training program as well. So take advantage of that. Do you understand, everybody? Okay, let's take advantage of that. And believe me, we are going to okay. So first, open up your Ubuntu. I've already enabled Ubuntu with Docker. So here, of course, I'll go to my terminal. Okay, this is my terminal here. What do I do? It's very simple. I always like to separate my work. So I'll make a directory here. Let's call it March 4th, okay? Or 0. I always like to give it a number, 29, for example. Okay, March 04th. This way it makes it so easy for me to get into the folder. There we go. So at this level, we are going to clone our source code. So git clone, that's the command. Control V, we are going to paste that. So, oh, sorry, not this. I did not copy the right thing. We can do this. Let's go back to our documentation. And we are going to see that. Clone. Okay, clone our source code. So we're going to clone our source code. Okay, git clone. There we go. Okay, oops. Looks like we have git clone twice. Again, you have to always pay attention because if you hit enter, you're going to get an error. Hola, Jumoke. Good morning, ma. The lioness herself. How's everything? How's
Good
Niger
morning,
this morning?
Niger is gone.
Yes, so nobody has been kidnapped this morning, Abby. That's the only news we hear these days.
God forbid, though. By God's grace, so to not happen again or to anybody. In Jesus' name.
I tell you, like on a very serious note, we thank God, Sha. We can only thank God for every day now, every day of our lives. We give God thanks, give God all the praise. That's it. All right. So you see, like this is what. So this is an application that we are going to build. This is the source code, and this is where our developers come in. They write the source code for us, and then of course, well, as DevOps engineers, it is our responsibility to develop our Docker file. Yeah. Develop our Docker file. So we develop our Docker file. So this Docker file has already been developed, but again, let's revise and bring back our mind to Docker, right? We mentioned that every Docker file has some keywords, and sometimes it's so important because you go for an interview, a Docker file like this could be displayed, okay, before you and asked, and you're not being asked to explain what is your understanding of this Docker file. What is it going to do? By the way, you have a very good documentation on the keywords in the Docker file, the from, that the base image. Do you all install those extensions so that when you click on this word that you can at least get the interpretation? This is how important VS Code is, right? It gives you interpretations. It helps you to understand what is what. Okay? Like this, for example. This is base image. Because you can set the base image to use for subsequent instruction, the from. In this case, what? We are going to be using PHP. And what is the source of the base image? The source of the base image is always from a registry. And in this case, the registry here is Docker Hub. Okay. Then of course, there's a run command. Execute any command on top of the current image as the new layer and commit the results. See that? The run command is what is used to execute commands. So wherever you see run is what is executing command. Environmental variable. Set the environmental variable key to value pair. Okay. Like that. So you can set all this environmental. Again, what we have our run command again to execute commands. And so what? See the keywords, right? Again, the run command. Again, the volume. The volume, this is where the data is going to be mounted. Create a mount point with the specified name and mark it as holding externally mounted volumes from the native host or from other containers. You see that there. And of course, we have run command again, environmental variable command, run command again. We see a lot of commands here. Copy, we have two copy commands there, and it's copying what? It's copying the context here. Upgrade dot exclude. See this fire? That's it there. SH. Okay. And again, what? It's going to copy a directory. This config directory is being copied. You understand? So in most cases in the working environment, you are going to already have basic Docker files that you are going to be maintaining. Rarely will you find yourself having to create a Docker file, from scratch or from point zero. So in this case, okay. So in this case, so now we have this. LFA, you can see I have my Docker file. What is my command to build? I just go back just to confirm, right? I can see I have it right here in my documentation. Build my image, this is it here. So this command runs just from here. Wherever you see this hashtag in the documentation, it's just to say, oh, you know what, this is what. By the way, when you put hashtag in a Word document, it's simply just, No, what it takes away the cap, right? Because you don't want this Docker to be in caps, right? When you put a hashtag here, you can maintain, okay, just the way you want it to be. Come back here, and again, you can run what? Docker. First of all, let's check, okay? Docker images. What image we have? Oh, we have a couple of images. I can just run Control minus, and I can see them. So I have a couple of images there. There's Nextcloud, there's Trivy, and all of that. So that's what. Let's go back again. Now we run what? We're going to run Docker build -t. So that the -t is because the tag of the image. -t. What else? Then of course I am going to give the name of my image. In this case is what? Let's call it app. Okay, you can call it anything, okay? Apps. And then this is the most important aspect of it. This dot here. Dot simply indicates where your Docker file is found. We call this the current context or the present working directory of your Docker file. Okay, of that. So Docker build -t apps, they put a dot there for the context, and of course what that's going to build. I'm going to now run, okay, enter. Okay, see that? Now what my Docker image is built. Okay, we can check it now. Docker, by the way, once my image is built, I can what? I can leave that 29 March directory and get CD. Okay, like that. So I can have space. Docker what? Docker images. You can see I'm listing all my image. And of course, we're going to see, okay, our apps image. This is the apps image, right? You can see it there. Okay, see that? See our apps image is right here. It's created. You can see it says 3 weeks ago. No, 3 months ago, as when it was last created. So this is called caching. Yeah. Okay, so now we have our image. Can we inspect the image? Let's say what you want to see more details of it. You can run what? Come back here. Docker image inspect. Okay, and what the image you want to inspect is for apps. We run enter. What do you see? Oops. See that? You see what? We see details about our image. You can see the tags of this image as of when it was last pushed. You can see when the image was last created, right? Sometime last year. So again, it is still cached on my system. But for you, it's going to be different, right? It's going to give you the date that you first created this particular image. Then of course, you can see the host name, okay? See what all our details are. So the inspect command is a very, very, very important command. And often it comes in interviews, right? They ask an interview, what command we use to, in fact, what does the inspect command do in Docker? Right? What is the purpose of the inspect command? They can also ask you, what command will you run to see details about a Docker, feature? Be it, Docker, Docker image, Docker volume, Docker container, okay, Docker network. The Docker inspect command is so important. You can inspect the volume, you can inspect network, you can inspect, images, you can inspect containers. And again, it all gives you more details about that specific container. Okay. Anyone still having issues around Docker tag, like how to tag, an image? So Docker tag again, we have to go Okay, come back here. Oops, my screen. Okay, there we go. So before you do a task, you have to first of all go to your registry. So in this case, we're going to go to my registry. Let's go to what? Docker Hub registry. Oops, hold on 1 second. My mouse not typing. Okay, no problem. Okay, this. Oops, what happening? Uh-oh. Ah. Sometimes these keyboards. Okay, it's working now. I don't know. Docker what? This is Docker Hub. Okay, this is my Docker Hub account. So let's say what? Let's say I go to repositories. I can choose any repo I want to push this to, right? I must not go back, to go create a new one. I already have one created 5 days ago. So I click here, and then what? See this here? This is what? This is my Docker push command here. But before I push, I have to tag. Okay, I have to tag. Okay. So this is my what? So this becomes again, see, okay, this is how you interpret, okay? This is the account. You can see here. This is my account name. Then of course, this is what? This is the repository. You understand? This is how you interpret. So now want to push this to a Docker Hub account called this. Again, is in your own case, it's gonna be your own Docker Hub account, and of course, with your own repository. So I can just copy this command. All I need here is just the account name and the repository. Account name, okay, and what? And the repository in this case. So I for what? Let's copy this. Okay, that's it. Copy that. Come back here. I don't know what now. I'm going to tag Docker tag. By the way, what am I tagging? I'm tagging my image for app, right? So Docker tag. What is my current image? It's called apps. Docker tag. Okay, I'm tagging what? Docker tag. The image is apps. Okay, and the tag is what? It's latest. I want to tag it to my Docker Hub account and Docker Hub repository. And of course, what? I'll give it a new tag. Let's call it V4. You understand? That's the new tag we want to create for that image. There we go. Now you can what? You can do Docker push. Where am I pushing it? I'm going to what? I'm pushing this. Okay. Docker push to this account. And you're going to see, okay, that's it. This tag. I'm pushing this tag, my new tag. Okay. To what? To my account. And in this account, I have a couple of repositories, and of course what, this is going to become the repository I want to push it to. So in this case, I'm going to run enter. That. So that nice pushed. That's what that has been pushed. So of course, if I go and confirm that my image has now been pushed to that V4, which was just seconds ago by BioNTech Academy. Okay. After the tag has been pushed, we can proceed to view the application. Again, I can check what my Docker image is again. There we go. Always control minus to see. Again, that whenever an image is created, it is classed under the repository as the name of the image is called repository. Every image created creates with a default tag latest. And of course, every image has its unique image ID. And of course, when it was created and the size. So this is how much space each image is consuming on your local PC. And this is why, to be on the safe side, you don't want to keep these images on your PC. Okay, especially if you don't have enough storage. Don't do it. You know why? Because it's going to consume a whole lot of your system. Okay. So now that's it. We have stacked our image. Now, can we start this application? The answer is yes. What the Docker run command. So again, we go back to our documentation. This is what. So this is the Docker run command here, right? Docker run -d -p. Our forwarding port is 8080. The container port is 80. The name of the application is called network application. And of course, we can use the tag. Okay, whatever tag in this case. So let's come back. So now this is a tag we want to use. Okay, it's called. Line take me what? Before the tag is V4. So now I can come back here. Let me see. Oh, you know what? Okay. I know what I should do. I know what I should do now. I think we're almost done here, so we can minimize this. There we go. Perfect. Okay, now it's better, right? Is it okay now? The font size? That is too big. Okay, great. Okay. So now I know this is my Docker image here. Okay. Docker images. And you can see I have my what? This image I can use V4. Okay, I'll copy that. Just hold it there. So Docker run. So run is a command that is going to start the application. It's going to start the container. It's going to start what? It's going to deploy the image into the container and start the application. So Docker run -d is to run that container in the detachable mode. And of course, what? -p. In this case, we have 80. And of course, what the container port is 80. There we go. Then we've got first -name. And call it what? Apps. Simple, right? Then of course, we have to what? Then pass our image. This is too wide. I'm going to just use my back arrow key, bring this back, join it, and then what? Do a semicolon. Okay. So this is the image I want to use to deploy into the container for apps. There we go. Okay. And now we can run, enter. There we go. So whenever a container is created, what happens is that what it creates with it what we call the container ID. Every container has its unique ID. I can as well view this on Docker Hub. See here. Okay. If you go to on your Docker desktop, go to containers, you can see it here. This is what? This is my container. See that? So this is my container. Okay. I can click here. And we can what? We can see this what? The application is still just initializing. Do you also see the inspect here? You can what? You can inspect this container. It simply just gives us details. All of these, okay. All of this can be done on the command line as well as on Docker desktop. Okay, so you can see that. So what you can see that the application is running. Okay, it's not burst, it's not restarting, there's no OM field, it's not dead. The pit ID, pit what? It's equals to the process ID. Okay, you can see when it started, and of course what, it is still running, so it's not finished yet. So do you see how easy it is for you to just look at things directly from the eyes of Docker desktop? So important. Again, what? Application is being initialized at the moment. I can go back now to that. I can check what? Docker containers. Nope, not that. Docker what? Containers ls. Okay, you can see we have one container. It has the container ID, the image deployed in that container, the command, okay, what we had in a Docker file, when the container was created, okay, this application is up and running. So whenever you see up, it's a clear indication that that the container is up and running, and what the name of the container is called apps. Okay, so now this container is what is going to start on port 80, and since we are displaying it on our local computer, we're going to access the app using what we call a local host. So let me open up a new tab here. I mean a new browser. Okay, and let's go here. Let's say what? This is local host. Okay, 80, like that. Oops, okay. Page cannot be reached. Okay, so let's see this here. Let's see. Again, local host, maybe 8080. Okay, so what is localhost 8080? That is going to start the application. So this is the app that we just deployed. See that? So now what we've been able to deploy the application. We can create an admin account to see how the app is going to behave. Let's call it what? I'll call it admin here. And of course, admin, very simple. It says password is very weak, no problem. Scroll down and just click on install. So this application, okay, is it's a social app. It has features like what? Calendar. If you want to collaborate online, contact, mail, Nextcloud Office, okay, and talk. So now you can install the recommended apps. So the app in itself has other apps. And of course, what you can do chatting, video calls, screen sharing, online meetings, and what web conferencing in your browser as well as what the mobile apps. I can just save this for now. That so this is the app that we just deployed. Okay. Now what? And just go next. To that. So what? So this is our application. Okay, we can download, okay, a desktop app. It has an Android app. So what? Now we've been able to deploy our application. We can what? Start using, okay. I can create an event. So what? So this is the app that we have been able to deploy. You understand? We can what? We can do click here, and we can, let's maybe what? Okay, let's say this is Douala. Let's see, or Abuja. The API is working. Let's see. Location is Abuja. They're going to pop up. Sometimes it pops up. You can say what? Meeting with president. That. The date. You can add description. Demo. Okay, there we go. See that? So what? This is the app that we just deployed from our command line. Okay, and what? The app is running. So what? That application is running in this container. Can we stop the application? The answer is yes. Can we pause the application? The answer is yes. Can we do any other operation with the application? The answer, of course, is always yes. Okay. So again, if you go back here to that, we have the calendar feature. There's one more feature that is very cool. Back to dashboard here. Okay, we can what? We can set location or weather. So let's say what you want to see the weather of Abuja. You can what? You can come here, detect location. To that. So this is the application that we just deployed. It says what? So where I am right now, it says it's cloudy. Okay, it's cloudy. And of course, I can what? I can set other status, of everything. And I say, oh, you can say you're in a meeting, you're working remotely, you're out of work, vacationing, don't clear. Okay. So that's what, let's say, for example, of course, I'm in a meeting. For how long? For an hour, that's fine. I set my status here. And of course, I say I have upcoming meetings as well. I can upload pictures, photos, I can, define my activities. Understand? Okay. I can do a lot of things here. To that, 5 years by others, by me. So as we progress, right, we are actually going to deploy this application, in Kubernetes, and what? Instead of having local hosts, we're going to have what we call a fully qualified domain name here. Maybe, lioncheck.nextcloudapp.com. Understand? And of course, see how that works out. We have photos as well. We can what? We can upload photos here. Everything is what? So this is the application, right? This is the source code. So see what? We have been able to transform the source code into this application. Of course, manually, our goal is to be able to deploy these subsequently using what? Using automation. Okay? Using automation, being able to automate this entire thing. Okay? So this is a very, very good demo app to play alongside with, see how Docker works, see how to run applications in containers. Now, the advantage here is this. We can scale this container in Kubernetes. Okay, even with Docker Swarm or Docker Compose, you can scale the container. This container, again, what? It's isolated. Okay, that's good. So now let's look at what? Now, Docker PS, you can see this is what? We have just one container, and this is the container ID. Now, let's say I want to stop this container. Can I stop it? The answer is yes. Docker what? Docker container. Okay, my action is stop. Now, what parameter can I pass? Let's say I had 100 containers. Just like with human DNA, each container has its own container ID. Understand? Very important. So copy that and let's put it here. Docker container stop. Then what? The container ID, of course. See that? Stop now. Let's what? Check the application. This application is offline at the moment. See this here? Offline. Why? Because it has been stopped. See this here? Offline. See that? So the application has gone offline. Why? Because we have stopped the container. Okay? We have stopped the container. So it's offline. Again, we can go back and just run the up arrow command. We can again what? Just start. Okay? There we go. And if I go back, I can check. See that? So what? This is the new behavior of, okay? Is what? The app again is back online. Okay? This is my calendar feature, my contacts, my mail, my talk, activity, all of that is back online. Now, let's what? Let's again check the next behavior. Can we parse this application? Okay. So again, we have been able to start, but now let's what? Let's come back here and use what? The keyword parse. So when you run, when you start the container, what? You can parse the container, you can unparse, you can start, you can stop, you can do a good number of things there. Okay, now we can parse. Okay, there we go. Now see something here. What is the effect on the, so this area is the front end, okay? Come back here, see that? So whenever you go on the site or on an application and you click, on that and just see, it just what just keeps, floating like that. Okay, be very wary. Means that what that application is in the first state. So none of these features is going to load. See that? It just keeps loading like that. Okay. See that? It just keeps giving you load that. Okay. Like that, like that. Like that. See that? Just keep going through that route. See that? Why? Because this application is parsed. See that? So whenever the app is in the first state, this is what happens. It just what just keep going through this, See that none of these features is going to work. See this here? Nothing is going to work. Why? Because the container is parsed. Now, how can I resume? Come back here, and what? We are going to unparse. Now, by the way, okay, if we run again, what? If you run Docker container list, see that? It's parsed. So yes, it is up and running. That's why we can access it. But the container is parsed. Nothing is working. That's the point. Okay, back here, clear my screen. Now what can I do now? I can what? I can unparse the same container. There we go. Yeah, there we go. See that? And now if you go back here, see that? It's back now. And I can go to photos again and go to calendar. Okay, go to talk. See that? And we can just check a lot of things here. Understand? Docker, this or files. Okay, we can see or whatnot right there. So this is how you can what? You can stop and start a container application. Okay. Now you can run what? Oh, by the way, now can we deploy this container on a network? The answer is yes. And let me show you what we're going to do. First, what? Let's do Docker. Let's create a network. So Docker. Okay. Docker what? Docker network. Create what? Let's call it, okay, apps. I'm sure I have some apps there. Okay. There we go. Oops. Docker network create, not create. See that? Not create. It's just create. There we go. Okay, great. Docker network. Okay. There we go. ls. So what? This is the network access schedule, right? So now I want to what? I want to now we want to connect our container application to that network. Okay, so now we have this. So we have Docker network, list. And you can list all of your network, right? But let's say we want to what? We want to connect our container application to this particular network. We can do Docker, first of all, container list. Okay, let's do container ls here. There we go. Clear my screen. Docker network. Okay. List. See that? And again, what? Docker container list. So this is my container. I mean, my network, right? I want to what? I want to deploy this application on this specific network, on this one actually. So we can do Docker network connect. Okay, Docker network connect. Okay. And what? We can do Docker network connect. We have the network. Let me go and check the syntax aspect of the command. So we have Docker network connect. Okay, see that? Docker what? Network connect, the name of a network and what the container. Yep, there we go. So it makes sense. Docker network connect, again what? The name of our network is apps. Then what? We want to connect this container on that network. There we go. That now we can do what? Docker network inspect. Inspect what? Inspect app. See that? So you can see name of the network, the ID, when it was created, the scope, the driver, again. It says containers, no? How come? Yeah, that. Oh, that's apps, right? Docker network list. Okay, see that? It's apps with double S. Very important. See that? I always know that whenever I don't see things, I just come back and I check. Okay? Apps with double S. There we go. See it here? So this is what I was looking out for. What are the containers running on this on this network? And you can see we have what? We have our apps container running on this specific network. Understand? It's very important. And you can see what on this network, it has a subnet. We're going to come to discuss this more as we progress. And again, what? It also has a gateway. Okay? We see all of these options there, like that. Okay, so again, how can I delete my image? Let's say what? I want to delete my image. Docker image is here. I want to what? I want to delete this image. Run what? Docker image remove. -F. You can what? You can pass the name of the image for the image ID. There we go. See that? It's untagged, and then what? It is deleted. You understand? Docker image remove like that, and you can remove your image as well. Okay? Very, very. So we've seen how to how to deploy our application using what? Using the next, using what? Using Docker. We deploy our social media application. Just it has what? A lot of features here: dashboard, files, photos, activities, talk, and all of that. All right. So let's take a 10 minutes break. when we come, we're going to what? We're going to have one more example, and then we're going to call it quit with Docker, and look forward to seeing Docker as part of our DevOps journey with other tools. However, if anybody has a question, you want me to see your screen, or you want to share your screen or anything, I am more than willing to guide, okay? That's it. So let's take a break. We're going to be right back.